Okay, we're here at Constant Contact, and as you can see, it's pretty nice. One of the things I noticed, and I commented in my blog, is not only do they have email marketing, but they do online surveys and they do event marketing as well, which is interesting. What this says is they have some additional modules. Now I noticed in looking at them that they charge extra for that, which is cool. So it allows you to kind of put potentially all your stuff into one place and do it from there. So if we click on email marketing, this is where we have our emails lists, or this is single emails that we have. We can create an email here. This is how they create emails. We give it a name. We'll just call it blah, 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 and click next. And one of the things they do is they have, as you can see, just tons and tons and tons of different templates you can use to fill in. If you're doing a newsletter, this could be extremely handy because it kind of gives you the format for the newsletter and everything. If you're doing an autoresponder, I think this is, personally think this is less than good, just because it's formatted differently than I would do an autoresponder sequence, but that's me. And I believe they have, you can use your own code here and so forth. So it's pretty cool from that perspective. If one of the things I noticed is they kind of treat the lists, the contacts, separately from the emails you're sending. I mean, you have to have a list to send an email, and they seem to treat the list as kind of a separate thing, even though it's all in there. Unlike the others that I've reviewed, where the list and the responder sequence and everything seem to be kind of an integrated whole, even though you can copy over to new lists and so forth. This kind of treats them as separate entities, which is okay, just a different way of handling it. So as you can see, while we're looking at the mailing list or the contacts here, you can import a mailing list. You could add these manually if you want. You can export them if you're going to do something different with the information. You can move people to do not mail and so forth. And there's some import tools here that I assume allow you to pick up from different lists and so from other vendors like Aweber and so forth, iContact. Okay, so as we scroll down here, we can see we can create a new list here. So we could create a new one, call it my list. If I can type. And join my mailing list form, and it's going to be part of an autoresponder sequence. Okay, save and add contacts. And so now I could add contacts to it. I don't have any to add there, but then I would go up to join my mailing list, and I would add a join my mailing list box to my website. So start wizard to generate the code, and so I can have different styles and formats and so forth. So for our looking at this purpose, I'm going to select the basic here. I'm going to click next. Alright, so we have the text. We can change the text up here, and we can preview it. I don't see where you can have additional fields in here. They may have a way of allowing you to add additional fields. One of the things I always do in my join my list boxes is I ask what's your biggest challenge. For example, if it's with email systems, what's your biggest challenge with email systems? What are you looking for in email systems? That way, and a lot of people respond to that. I probably 2 out of 3 people will at least give you 1 or 2 word answer to that. So it gives you a sense of why they joined your list, and that's in my mind, that's information that's really valuable when you're getting people on your mailing list. I even, on one of my lists, I even got to the point where I was responding individually to them because I wanted to create a relationship, and it seemed to work very nicely. I don't see that here. It doesn't mean it isn't here. It just isn't apparent or obvious to me at this instant in time. So I assume when we finish this out, you can add it to your website in a variety of different. Well, let's click next here and see what we got. Right, so here's the code we can add to our website, and email comments. Oh, this would be to send an email when somebody signs up. So it sends an email to you when somebody signs up for the list. And that's a very handy thing that a lot of people are doing now. Okay, so let's go back. I'm going to scroll up here, and let's go back to Home and Email Marketing. And let's go to autoresponder and see how we do with an autoresponder here. So we're going to create an autoresponder, and we're going to start from scratch. And we're going to give it a name, blah, blah, blah. And we'll click Next. And again, we have all the templates that we can use, and here's the basic pack. Let's see if the basic pack is okay. The basic pack gives us something simple. You can even use an audio-visual messaging, so you can add a link in here that points to a video, for example, or an audio component. And so business is kind of what I generally do on that order. And so I'm going to select that, and we're going to scroll down here and click Next. And so then we have the subject, blah, 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 trouble reading it, blah, 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 forward email, next. And so now here's where we can actually fill in the email itself. And it's going to put the first name there, which I like a lot. I don't usually use dear in front of it. I usually just, and let's edit that. So we can edit that and change it. I normally don't add dear. I just, well, oh, it wants to change the whole field. It won't let me change just a part of the field. So that's kind of a pain in the butt. And so I guess you could type in parentheses contact first name, which is what I would normally do. I normally do, contact first name dash, but that's me. You can do that any way you choose, obviously. And so here's the email, and then it lets us preview it. And so we can preview our thing and say, yeah, that looks really cool. And how do we get back to there? Oh, I guess we have the backspace. Yeah, and see, I didn't see a place to do that. So we're back here in our message. Oh, we went back one step. Okay, so we're going here, reviewing this again, and so then we would click Finish. And now we've created an autoresponder, or create another autoresponder email. So obviously, if you're doing an autoresponder, you're going to create a number of these. And somewhere along the line here, I assume we're going to attach a list to it and assign is assigned to which list. Let's see, which list is it assigned to? We're going to assign it to this list right here, and save changes. Okay, list is the pre-check default for you must select. Oh, okay. So you got to have them both. All right. Excuse me. Anyway, so we got that. So we could, continue on. It's certainly doable. A lot of people are using ConstantContact. I think it's a fine system. It's not something that I would use because it does things a little differently than I think. But for some people, for a lot of people, they have a lot of users of ConstantContact. It's a great system. Hope this was of value to you, and hope gave you an idea of how ConstantContact can work for you.